Hello and welcome to another Learn Sanskrit video here. And in this video we're going to we're going to do the exercises. And it's the second exercise for lesson 3. But before we start, we do as usual, I'll show you the two screens. We have two exercise sheets here, B1 and B2, and I'll hold these for 5 seconds each so that you can hand copy them to your own two sheets of paper if you would like to do that. So 5 seconds starting now. And now I'm switching to B2 here, 5 seconds. And now let's start solving these, or answering these. So on this sheet here we have, or actually on both sheets here, we are taking for granted that you have seen all the lessons so far in this course. So we are not just using the vocabulary for lesson 3, but also for lesson 2. Okay, we are coming from Sanskrit, so what our first line then is the transliteration, aham, and we clarify vadami, and end of sentence clause there, and we do our eswo line, English with Sanskrit word order, and we have the pronoun, and then we have the implicit pronoun in the verb, I speak. And as usual on the eswo line we use hyphens here to indicate that this is a implicit subject. And then our English translation in normal English language, I speak. And of course the virtues of eswo line will be more clearly understood and hopefully also more appreciated as the course goes on, to have more words and more difficult syntaxes and all that. Alright, so we do number 2, twam pibasi. So here we're using in number 1 up here we used our the first person form of the verb, but in this case here in number 2 we are using the second person, twam pibasi, and therefore, and that rhymes well, or that fits well with the pronoun with the pronoun you in singular here. We are in singular, and we have an implicit pronoun, and you drink, and therefore the final translation will be you drink. And what we're doing here as usual is since we have a pronoun, we use the pronoun there and we ignore this one here. So the same here, then we use that one there and we ignore this one. So far that has worked well, and we did that in the previous video also. So patati now, number 3, patati, and we write this out with Roman letters, patati, end of sentence, and we do our eswo line. And here then we don't have any pronouns, so we don't know exactly what it is. Therefore we are supplying our default implicit subject here, he falls, and the translation then will become he falls. Alright, number 4, clarification or transliteration here, sa wadati. She, I'll just write this eswo here just to she speaks. So she speaks. Alright, that's that. And number 5, transliteration, patati tat. Our eswo will be, and here when we have this word order here, like reversed word order, compared to what the usual situation is with pronouns going before the verb. But here we have our eswo line, and then we will, as we usually do, we are using the pronoun as an indication of what the implicit subject is in verb. So we'll say it falls, and then comes our pronoun there, like that. And the English will be then it falls. But here, this it here that I have come here, it's coming from, it comes from the pronoun. So don't be confused of the position in the sentence here. I'm still doing this, but I'm moving to English word order now, and English syntax. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, good. Number 6, si dami. So we have 2 long E sounds here. Si. No, sorry. We have 1 long E and 1 long A. Si dami. Long A. Like that, and then we do our eswo on that, and that is, so we don't have any explicit pronouns, so I will have to supply the, well, I do that anyway, but I sit. And when we do this English line, we will use the implicit pronoun to, so now it's the implicit pronoun, because there is no other one. Okay, good. So B1 is done, and now let's go on to the next sheet here. I drink. And now when we're coming from this direction, coming from the English text, then our eswo is on the first line under there. So I will have to convert this now, but I don't have any pronouns, so I have to make this into a verb only with an implicit subject. I drink. End of sentence. And when we convert this to, then we are going to translate here on this line. And then we're doing the deva on the last line there. So I drink, and that becomes, so we're using pibati, but in first person singular it's pibami. So that's done there, and then we do our Devanagari here. Short E comes, oh whoops, that's a little too short. E becomes stands before, and then we do our ba here, and then we do it longer, ba, and then a mi at the very end there. Like that. So that should be done. Pibami. Okay. He speaks. We do our eswo. He speaks. And our word for he is, oh whoops, saha, with the visarga there. And speaking is vadati, right? So vadati. And then Devanagari here, or Devanagari. Saha vadati. Like that. Number 3, it falls. Our eswo line. We have it falls there, and it is tut, and falling is patati, and we are having third person singular here, so that's perfect, easy done. And then we just do our Devanagari here, ta, and a t, tut, and we have pa, ta, t, short e there, something like that. Okay. Number 4, you speak. Our eswo here will be you speak, and we'll use tvam here. This is singular you. It's not you two, or it's not you all, it's just a single you. In some Sanskrit books, you'll see the English pronoun used thou, thou, which is a sort of the old expression, like medieval English or something like that. So they are clarifying it like that, but I'm assuming here since I'm spelling it out, I write you all or you too, and then if I only say you, that's the singular. So it's there's no how should I say? There's no difficulty on that in that sense here, that it should be twam and nothing else. Twam, and you are speaking Wada. You are speaking Wadasi, right? Wadasi, and we are doing our Devanagari here. Twam. Wada. Si. Like that. Okay, number 5. I fall. So our eswo becomes I fall, and our translate becomes aham is the pronoun, and then I'm doing some falling, and that's patati, but now it's first person singular, so I have to write I fall, not just he falls, but so I'm doing patami here. Patami. Aham patami. And the English, or the deva here becomes then aham patami. Something like that. And then she leads, okay, and our eswo will be, so here we have no pronoun to supply, so we must do the she as a part of the eswo sentence, and translate will be it's nayative, and then we do the na, ya, and the t, like that. But note here that the other way around, then, if I were to start nayati, if I do the translation upwards instead, if I were doing it like that, then we wouldn't know, just from looking at just one single word, we wouldn't know that it was she leads. We would instead use our default translation as he leads there. So it depends on which way you go also. So sometimes, well, so that's our second exercise video here for lesson 3, and now we are ready to move on to lesson 4. I hope you had a good time, and I wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.